Is queuing a sign of how debased and immoral us British people are? Yes. We Brits love a queue, and there is no greater queue than the queue at Wimbledon, which is actually called the queue. It's so twee. I'm gonna be sick. You love queuing.
I love queuing.
These gentlemen have to face forward just to hide the lob-ons for the very queue that they're in. Genuine fetishization of queuing.
They're queuing for the next queue.
There's even a code of conduct for the queue. But what is a queue? A queue is the opposite of a mob. It's a way of showing how civilized we are. You're doing the king's work. A queue is a great equalizer where each person is appropriately rewarded proportional to their promptness. It makes you shed a patriotic tear, doesn't it? Wimbledon is one of the few places where you actually have affordable tickets in sport. Each day, thousands of tickets between £20 to £30 are released. To get them, you have to get here very early.
I've been in this queue since 5:45 a.m.
Since 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
These people are camping overnight to get tickets for specific matches, enduring role-playing homelessness for an evening. You've been here since Saturday. And do you know that Wimbledon's on? The cost isn't the barrier, it's the inconvenience. You've got to really love tennis. It's entirely egalitarian, as long as you've not got a job, a disability, or children. Do you have any responsibilities, or you're some sort of homeless vagabond? These are some of the poshest people on earth.
You look very posh.
I am very posh. Are you very posh? People who think that it's impolite to talk about money or rude to not go skiing, who name their children things like Tarquin and Tarpaulin. Why do these posh people like queuing so much? Because they've been tricked. Common knowledge would say that we started queuing during the Second World War. Queuing is how we defeated Hitler, lining up one at a time to shoot his single remaining bollock. It was a way that we ordered ourselves to ensure that everyone got their allotted rations, even the elites. Although, admittedly, we could just go to restaurants, they weren't rationed, and we could just skip the queue. But, you know, we all pulled together. But queuing is actually an even older British tradition than this, originally associated with poorhouses in the Victorian era, with people queuing up for support for the poor. It emerged as a phenomenon during the Industrial Revolution, when the aristocrats had privatised all of the common land that people used to live off, and then they were forced to move into the cities. And so the new social phenomenon of queuing took place. But queuing is even older than that. Queuing isn't British. The first recorded evidence we have of queuing is from France. Obviously, no one who's here is going to like the fact that the French invented the queue.
That is really astonishing.
The French invented queuing in 1789 during the Revolution.
Really?
Yeah,
What were they queuing up to do?
Get the limited amount of bread.
Yeah, fair.
Because
Okay.
Marie Antoinette had gobbled it all up. They can have cake, I'm going to eat all the bread. She could do this amazing trick, which would hold a baguette and just all the way down. Those murderous communists came together out of necessity to share the limited amount of bread so that they could all survive. So if queuing is French, how come we adopted it and turned it into something distinctly British? Why would the aristocracy have benefited from that propaganda? What's fascinating, are these people really posh? Compared to me, I don't think so. You don't have £10 million in wealth kicking about.
Not quite. I've got about that in student debt, actually.
Oh, well done.
Yeah.
And the debt's the bad one, isn't it? Sorry, I never have to worry about these things, so I don't know which one. Because they're not the super rich. Inside Wimbledon right now are millionaires and billionaires who haven't even had to queue, who've paid over £100,000 for a season ticket. The real elites see these people here as the hoi polloi. You're not allowed in unless you've been trained and forced to wait in a queue to prove that you can behave. That's what the queue is for.
We have to jump through a hoop before they let us in.
And rightly so. And you Brits lap it up.
I thought we were just queuing for a queue.
This is a professional queuer, revelling in your inferiority.
We like being told what to do.
We aristocrats love a queue because we don't have to queue. Elites don't have to queue. That's for you, not for them. Do you know who was right at the front of the queue to see the lion say to the Queen? Elizabeth II. Coincidence? I think not.
We queued 12 hours for the Queen.
As that event showed, amongst British opinion, queue jumping is worse than being a predator. These little people here were trying to skip the queue. There's nothing worse than that. Especially as they were queuing up to see the relative of one. We made it a British thing, so we didn't have to do it. We get preferential treatment and are able to exclude you via setting the price so high. It made us aristocrats feel all special and made all of these people feel like they were worthy of people like me. Madame? Queuing was a way to make the common plebs think that they were the same as us. What, the queue's on the move, the queue's on the move! But us aristocrats were never in the queue in the first place. You fell for it. The queue isn't a great equaliser, it's a dividing line between people who have to queue and those who can pay to skip it. But unfortunately, the people at Wimbledon seem very aware of that.
We should tax the super rich, yeah.
Fewer taxes on the wealthy.
Oh, dear.
That's appalled and disgusted you support this wealth tax.
I'm appalled and disgusted by the wealthy.
What? I didn't think this would happen when I came to Wimbledon. I thought I could rely on you to support people like me. Do you know, this is why we put you in a queue, because a queue is the opposite of a mob.
Oh, so this
and
was
that's
your
what-
idea?
Yeah, which is what you're going to become as you take all of my money. If even the people at Wimbledon, the poshest people imaginable, wouldn't be caught in a wealth tax, and they actually, in fact, support it,
Then who is against it?
then what hope do I have? They're going to be rising up soon. It's inevitable. The poshest revolution that ever happened. Me smeared in blood and tapenade. Oh, we're doomed.